This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Well, we're counting down to first pitch, longest homestand of the year, and it's the middle series, game one of a three-game set. It's the Giants on this beautiful Monday hosting the Houston Astros. Mike?
All right, time now for our powerful performance brought to you by Xfinity. 39 years ago today at Candlestick Park, Will Clark was up in the ninth inning with the game on the line. Here's Joe Morgan with the call.
2 balls, 1 strike to Will Clark. Fastball, and it's all over! It's all over!
Clark hit it off Dave Meads to give the Giants the win 6-5 over the Astros. And yes, Joe Morgan was a Will Clark fan.
Oh, that was awesome. What a great call by Joe, and a cool moment between the same two teams we're going to watch here tonight. The Astros and the Giants spent a lot of time in the same division. Mike, have you noticed there are a lot of signs around the ballpark these days?
You want me to start crying?
No, not right now. Save that for later.
This telecast is brought to you by Toyota, class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places. By Provident Credit Union, make life easy. And by Stanford Healthcare.
It's Monday night at Oracle Park, and a good crowd is filing inside for game one of this three-game series. The Giants welcome in their former division mates from all those years in the NL West. The Houston Astros, now the leaders in the American League West. Beautiful night to be here at the ballpark. Our game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk as we get ready to start at 61 degrees, a little 16-mile-an-hour wind blowing and kind of whipping through. Mike, we'll see how it affects play tonight.
Well, it's kind of unusual tonight because you got a swirl that's going out into the outfield, and you don't normally see that. You're getting help on the left side of the infield and a little bit of shove towards right center, but it's 16 miles per hour. We say it every night. Pop-ups will be entertaining.
Felt a little different on the field during batting practice, like it was a little different wind tonight. All right, let's get to the Astros lineup, brought to you by your Bay Area Chevrolet dealers. Jeremy Pena is a very good leadoff hitter. Then Alvarez, that's a guy we'll be circling all series long. He's just having an amazing season. Jose Altuve still doing it for the Astros. Trammell, Walker, Varsho, recent addition, Smith and Vasquez, the catcher, batting ninth against the Giants' young right-handed starter. Mike, it's Blade Tidwell.
Blade Tidwell on the hill. He's a big fella, 6'3", 245 pounds, 25 years of age, out of the University of Tennessee. And he was a second-round pick by the Mets back in 2022. This season, he's had 9 appearances. This is his second start. 3.18 ERA and 17 innings pitched with 13 Ks against 4 walks. Good numbers.
And his hair's changed as the year's gone on.
He is going none hair look.
His first pitch of the night right there at 96 miles an hour to get the game started. Pena hit one foul down off his foot. Dave Fleming, Mike Krukow. John Miller's going to be with us in the middle innings tonight. Kipe is just on assignment for a night. He'll be back with us tomorrow. He's not protesting your retirement.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
Okay, we don't know for sure. Strike 3 swinging. Pena is out number 1.
Take a look at the StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud on Blade Tidwell. You're going to see a lot of sweepers. He throws it more than any other pitch. 4-seam fastball, sinker, and he'll throw those a lot, and he showed it in the first man tonight. Slider, changeup, curveball round out his 6 types of movement.
Well, here is Yordan Alvarez. What a force and what a year he's having. If the season ended today, he'd be the Triple Crown winner. And Mike, he's got a really legitimate chance to win the Triple Crown.
Well, I mean, you lead the league in home runs or runs batted in or batting average. You've had a good year. To lead in all those categories in the same year and make yourself a Triple Crown winner, now you're talking about chosen few.
I mean, he's got almost like right now he's almost got like the Luis Arraez thing going, where he's hard to strike out, and yet he's got 35 home runs.
See, that's the things that's scary about it. This guy is his bat head control, how many balls he barrels. I mean, he's a big fella, and you know, he hits the ball in the sweet spot like a guy who's like a singles hitter, like Arraez.
That's a strike. Got the high strike. Tidwell did.
I mean, he's 6'4", 240 pounds, and he can put the sweet spot on the ball of the bat on the ball anywhere.
Well, he put the sweet spot on it right there. Lee couldn't catch it. He just hit it too hard. Wow. Alvarez is going to make it into second. That ball was absolutely annihilated.
Wow. All right, let's take a look at the Giants defense. It's brought to you by Walk-Up Personal Injury Law. It'll be McRae, Gilbert, and Lee in the outfield. Best arm in left field with McRae. Adames and Koss on the left side of the infield. Basabe and Devers on the right side. Drew Kavanaugh, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
And if you missed the news today, gosh, actually incredible news about Daniel Susac, and not in a good way. But yesterday, Mike, Susac found that ball that came up and hit him on the kneecap. He stayed in the game, played half the game after that, and it turns out he broke his kneecap.
Yeah, it tells you all you need to know about Susac, how tough he is. But think about this, you know, he breaks the kneecap, right? Okay, he goes back in after this bat, he straps his stuff on, goes back, he's in his catcher stance, and he's on his left knee. He's kneeling on his left knee, the one that was broken.
Incredible. Kind of no man's land, a little bloop, and it's going to get down. Alvarez had to wait. So Paredes with a little bloop hit. First and third, one out for the Astros.
We have to go back and take a look at the little cutter he tried. That's not a bad pitch, but this is a great example of a guy with big, long arms getting to the inside pitch at the belt. And he hits it at 109. And it's such a remarkable swing of the bat, given that that's exactly where Tidwell wanted to throw the ball. And look at the elbows collapse, and the big man barrels one right off his belt. And that, a big guy that can do that's scary.
Well, that has set up the inning for the Astros. Jose Altuve still getting booed by Giants fans when he comes to home plate. You and I were kind of chuckling before the game. Who would have ever thought 2012 June he was in the lineup when Matt Cain pitched his perfect game? It's 14 years later he's hitting cleanup for the Astros.
Well, you don't see that many 5'6" cleanup hitters. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But what a career he's had in his start of his 16th year.
Big swing. He fell down. That's the sweeper, and that really has a chance to be an awesome pitch for Tidwell.
Yeah, I like it because he gets swing and miss from both righties and lefties, and if they do make contact, he has a great chance to put the ball on the ground. That makes it a magic pitch. And he'll throw 5 in a row. I mean, he didn't care. He loves that pitch.
Giants would love to get a ground ball here, see if they could turn a double play. Well, he threw it again. 1-2.
Why not? And the one thing about Altuve is, I mean, he will be aggressive. He'll swing it. You get him to chase. That's a perfect location. You can throw another one.
I'm thinking he might. He went up with the fastball at 97.
And just clean the palate of the eyes.
Just to put a bow on it, it's tough news for Daniel Susac. That's another young Giants player who, in a perfect time to be getting experience, is not going to be able to get that experience. So, get better soon, Daniel Susac.
I'll tell you one thing you can put in his resume. He's tough.
Yeah. count. Spanish audio available tonight on the SAP channel.
See if Paredes goes on this pitch.
He does not. Altuve, it's a high fly ball, carrying pretty well out there. McRae will square up and catch it. Alvarez will tag, and he'll score the first run of the game.
Nice at bat.
Altuve's done that a lot in his career. So now Taylor Trammell bunts. Pop that bunt up. Koss is just going to let it go. And it'll go foul.
Wise decision. Umpires for tonight's ball game. Mark Wegner behind the plate. Steve Jashinsky, he's over at first base. Nate Tomlinson at second. Paul Clemens, he'll be at third base tonight. Wegner, I mean, he can be a bit tight. If you get any gifts, they're usually at the belt. But it's a pretty consistent zone. I think that's the one thing with the ABS. It's really helped consistency across the board with umpires' consistency to strikes and balls.
They're getting feedback all the time. Constant feedback. 0-1. Pop up. Koss kind of all alone on that left side for out number 3. Astros, though, with Yordan Alvarez leading the way. Jump out in front. They lead 1-0.
Whether riding takes you from A to B or just
Astros jump out ahead 1-0. Now the Giants will come up in the bottom of the first inning. Giants lineup brought to you by your Bay Area Chevrolet dealers. Well, Kavanaugh in with Susac on the IL. Little switch at the top. Lee is going to be the leadoff hitter. Eldridge moves down to the 3rd spot. You got Devers, Basabe, Gilbert, and Koss batting 9th. And they'll face a guy who, Mike, had Tommy John surgery last year, so it's only his 3rd big league start of the season.
Hayden Wesneski will be the starting pitcher for the Astros, making that 3rd start you're talking about. But he's been very good in his first 2 starts, 2-0 with a 3.86 ERA. The Astros are excited to get him back in the rotation at this time of the year as they start to make a run for the playoffs. Big fella, 6'3", 210, solid, 28 years old, in his 4th year at the big league level.
And Jung-Hoo Lee went after the very first pitch, skied it to center field, but not deep. But those winds that we know affect all those pop-ups, Pena.
Let's take a look at the StatCast 3D, Dave, powered by Google Cloud on Hayden Wesneski. The sweeper is his primary weapon, very much like Tidwell, but sinker, 4-seamer. He throws his fastball almost 45% of the time. The cutter, changeup, curveball, all pitches he'll throw in 3-2 counts. Even though the curveball he only throws it 1% of the time, he'll throw it any time.
Adames takes a ball outside from Wesneski. We will see a lot of sweepers tonight.
Sweeper's a great pitch for, against righties and lefties because of its size. It's a big break.
Cutter to Adames for a strike.
Wesneski will throw cutters to both sides. He'll throw more 4-seamers to righties, more 2-seam fastballs to lefties.
2-1. I know for a while you and I both did it. I kind of resisted the whole sweeper thing. It's like, maybe we're getting a little too cute. But pitchers now have convinced me when you talk to them that they're intentionally throwing a very different pitch from a traditional slider.
Well, I had to change. I was stubborn with it for a long time, and because I was so adamant against the pitch, I think it's a pitch that can hurt your arm. And it's just kind of a roundhouse breaking ball. But because it is a pitch that requires a different grip and a different throwing motion, I mean, you have to recognize it. And the success guys are having with it is it's making some guys really go up the ladder of respect.
3-1. That one called a strike. Adames, I think he knew, but he didn't challenge. That was ball 4.
I think guys are being a little more patient now. It was ball 4. I think they're being more patient early in the game with nobody on.
That is ball 5.
Let's take a look at the Astros defense. It's brought to you by Walk-Up Personal Injury Law, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Trammell, Varsho, and Smith. Smith, by far the best arm in right field. Pena and Paredes on the left side. Altuve and Walker on the right side of the infield. Christian Vasquez, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Dalton Varsho was with the Blue Jays the last few years, traded to the Astros. Bryce Eldridge, a little bit low at 95 miles an hour. Still wearing that thumb guard. That's still bugging him, that jam thumb.
That hangs for a long time. That could definitely go into the offseason.
Hits that one well to left field. Trammell chasing into the corner. 2 down. Not quite hard hit enough.
You know, he filleted that ball. He kind of hit it not completely flush. You don't get a lot of distance with fillets very often, but we saw him in the minor leagues fillet balls over the wall. It was one of those things that kind of made you think, who is this guy?
Here's Devers leading the Giants with those 24 home runs. Big swing on a sweeper.
The other thing too with the sweeper is it's a pretty easy pitch to mix speeds with. You can throw it a little harder, you can take a little off.
And what's the easiest way to do that?
Well, the easiest way to do it and take speed off is to sit back on your back foot. Never release your right hip to, you know, you're still throwing the ball hard, but you're not getting as much arm speed. I mean, it's just a technique that old timers used to do to throw a let up, which is what they called a change up back in the day. They would just sit on their back leg and never really release their back hip, and you take speed off because you're not. Hip speed is arm speed. Arm speed's velocity.
1-2 to Devers.
But because of the size of the sweeper, I mean, you take 10 miles per hour off it, literally, and it's a whole different pitch.
Wasn't the smoothest pickoff throw I've ever seen in my life from Wisniewski.
You know, it used to be that you could throw over 2 or 3 or 4 times, however many you want, but you could throw a couple of B moves and then save your A move, put the guy to sleep, and that was your best pickoff move. Can't do that anymore.
Devers goes down swinging on a high fastball. So a walk, no runs. We go to the second. Astros ahead 1-0.
Farniente, elevate your game day at Vintage 58 at Oracle Park. Served just steps away from the action. Enjoy world-class wines from House of Farniente, proud partner of the Giants.
Giants have Thursday off in the middle of a homestand. This is game 1 of this 3-game series. I have a feeling that there'll be more than just a couple Giants who will be heading up to wine country for the off day.
It's a great off day. This time of year, grapes are really ripe. Getting close to getting picked.
There's really nothing like it. And for players who are here for the first time, young players, whatever, or guys who've been here for a long time, you can start to get to know people up in the wine country. That is a perk of playing for the Giants. Good pitch from Tidwell.
Well, when I was playing the Cubs and the Phillies, I mean, after a game, I'd drink beer. That changed when we came to San Francisco.
Yeah, why would I do that here? Christian Walker, longtime adversary of the Giants in the National League West with the Diamondbacks. 2-2.
And the one thing, if you're going to throw a lot of sweepers, and Tidwell does, I mean, he throws it almost 38% of the time. You have to pitch inside with the fastball. You cannot let right-handers especially lean on you.
Count goes full, 3-2.
And it's so easy for a young pitcher to fall in love with a pitch. But you have to use your stuff, and especially first time through the lineup, you have to establish both sides of the plate with the fastball that you can throw a strike on both sides.
Well, that one is hit well to right field. Lee squaring up, maybe getting knocked down by the wind a little bit. One away.
Well, treat yourself to a sweet experience before summer ends. Book a private suite at Oracle Park. They can handle up to 20 guests. Go to sfgiants.com/suites. Like that.
You got your food, you got your wine, you watch the game, you can mingle up back, you can sit in the front seats. Strike one to Varsho. 97 miles an hour, Blade Tidwell. I know Estes asked you about your opinion about Tidwell because he's been a reliever. He's also now a starter. And maybe his future role, where do you see him fit in best? One reason why the Giants are giving him a chance to be a starter, he holds his velocity. I mean, 100 pitches, he'll be throwing 96, 97.
Well, and some of the highest velocity pitches that he has is towards the end of that high total. I think that he could do both things. He's learned how to relieve. He's learned how to warm up as a reliever.
Way up there in right center field. Lee wants it, 2 down.
And that's an important thing. I mean, Tidwell was a starter at University of Tennessee, and so you take as much time as you want. Well, when you're a reliever, especially the big leagues, you have to be able to be efficient with 12 pitches and get ready in 12 pitches. And he's done that. So that puts him on a guy who you can use in the bullpen. But I think of him as a starter. He thinks of himself as a starter.
He definitely has the body. He's got the build to pitch a lot of innings. Did he go? Cam Smith did. That's strike 2.
And he's 25. I mean, he's going to learn a lot.
Yeah. That's the thing for me. If I were the one making the decision, I would just give these guys who have the build, have the repertoire, can hold their stuff, give them a chance. If they can't ultimately do it, okay, make a different decision, but give them a chance to be a starter first. He's a bright young man, Blade Tidwell. He likes to think the game. Got him with that big sweeper. And that's his second strikeout. A nice 1-2-3 inning.
This telecast is brought to you by Mojo Break, where collectors become community.
Back inside Oracle Park, 1-0 Astros. We go to the bottom of the second on this Monday night. First game of a 3-game set. Basabe, Gilbert, and Kavanaugh. Some young big leaguers coming up against Hayden Wesneski. Basabe goes after the first pitch out into the gap in left center. Varsho calls off Trammell, who does the limbo. By the way, look who's back here in San Francisco, Mike. Lamont Wade Jr.'s back.
Late night Lamont Wade Jr. really made his mark here because he was the guy that hit the 100th splash hit in Giants history. And a good guy.
A really good guy. He got a nickname for a reason. I mean, Lamont for a couple of years there was just Mr. Clutch. And in that special 2021 season, he had so many of the big hits that year. I miss that smile.
It was sincere.
Drew Gilbert, who started in the Astros organization, never got to the big leagues with Houston. Anyway, it was nice of the Giants to do that, give fans a chance to give Lamont Wade a nice standing ovation. Welcome him back.
He got a good applause.
I mean, I'll never forget he hit a home run against the A's that year. That was an incredible moment. He had a couple moments against Kenley Jansen and the Dodgers to win some of those games were wars in 2021 between the Giants and the Dodgers.
That was one of my favorite years ever.
Gilbert goes down swinging. Remember this one, Mike, when his mom was here and she was wandering the ballpark. She happened to be out in right field. And Lamont hit it right over her head.
Well, there for the while, she was thinking she could make a play on it. And she is an extremely talented ping pong player. So a lot of athleticism in his family.
On the ground, Kavanaugh. He's retired. So it's good to see Lamont. We're thinking about Emily and Lamont, his dad. 1-0 Astros.
All right, time now for the play of the game presented by your California Ford dealers. Yesterday, Drew Gilbert made a catch at the wall for the first out of the top of the fifth. It was a line drive off the bat of Spencer Torkelson at 102 miles per hour, and watch him use every bit of that glove. Logan Webb loved it, and so did we.
Good play by Drew Gilbert. Out in center field again tonight, Christian Vasquez. He's the ninth place hitter for the Astros, leading off here in the third against Tidwell. Pretty good looking pitch, but called a ball. Got the call there.
If you get any bit of a break from plate umpire Mark Wigner, it's right there at the belt.
Almost like the get it in sweeper there from Tidwell. 1-2. Mark Wigner, he's umpired a lot of big games. He's been in World Series. Got him. That thing is moving.
It's a good one. When you can get a big leaguer to miss a ball by a foot, you made a good pitch. And what's so great about it is it's a deceptive pitch until very late. He gets a lot of swings and a lot of misses. That makes it a magic pitch.
And you just wouldn't think that with a pitch that has that big of a break to it, that hitters would have such a hard time recognizing how big the break is, but they do. That looks like a magic pitch when he throws it like that. It missed, but 1-1 to Jeremy Pena, struck out in the first inning. He got Alvarez on deck. So Pena, he just becomes an important hitter for every pitcher facing the Astros just because of the guy who hits behind him. Two and two. I mean, Yordan Alvarez's numbers are amazing no matter what, but his numbers with runners in scoring position are ridiculous.
Well, I mean, that's the deal. You want to pitch to Alvarez with nobody on. So Jeremy Pena, you're going to see great pitches to hit.
Did well. He just froze him with the fastball. Strike 3.
Well, it's just another example of how guys will look for a certain pitch at 2 strike counts. You know, no longer shorten up or protect. He was thinking sweeper. That fastball you can't argue with.
Here is Alvarez.
And they wanted to wrap that around the outside corner and come by way of the outside location. You know, he missed his location with that pitch by a lot. And the way you do that is by trying to overthrow a pitch. And against a guy like Alvarez, you know, you're thinking, I need to add. I need to be better. I need to throw better stuff to him.
Alvarez uses his timeout. That's the only thing that could stop him. A bug flies in his eye.
Well, that's a drone bug that we've developed for guys like Alvarez.
It's a secret technology the Giants have.
It's working.
And the guy who sits in the first row. That went right in there. It's the little tighter breaking ball, the slider. So it's 1-2. Shaking off Kavanaugh a couple times. On the ground. Sabe will throw him out. You get Yordan Alvarez, you get a high five when you get back to the dugout.
This telecast is brought to you by Stanford Healthcare.
Well, looking down inside Oracle Park, out towards the Bay Bridge on what is a gorgeous Monday night. Grant McCray for the Giants, who trail 1-0 against the Astros. Goes after a first pitch fastball. Outside Lands is over and it's not as foggy. Every year, those are the 3 foggiest days of the year. It's
no, smokiest days of the year.
Yeah, that too, for sure.
But they had a blast out there as usual.
Oh my gosh. All the Fleming kids were there this year.
Who'd they see?
Last night, the headliner that my son was into is a guy named Rufus Du Sol. You in on Rufus?
No.
Yeah. Craig goes down swinging. Well, speaking of, we got K-pop Demon Hunters taking over on Friday. The Rockies will be here. Themed entertainment, in-game experiences, and the post-game drone show themed to the music and visuals of the K-pop Demon Hunters movie. sfgiants.com/drone. They were not at Outside Lands.
No. But there was a lot of people that wanted them to be at
Heck yeah.
the weekend fest.
Christian Koss lines one to right center field. That's the second time we've seen him do that recently. I love that swing from Koss.
Yeah, you know, I think he thinks right field a lot, but it really puts you in position to take advantage of a high breaking ball. Just received it well, waited for it to get there. That's a nice at bat.
Jung-Hoo Lee now, top of the order for the Giants. Off the corner, just barely. Strike one. Batting average is down below 300 now. Not by much. That could be two. Pena. There's one. There's two. Inning over. If John's going to come over and join Mike on the TV side for the fourth with the Astros ahead 1-0.
All right, the Giants play a split doubleheader on Saturday, August 29th, right here at Oracle Park. The Giants are going to take on the Diamondbacks in two separate games, each featuring a giveaway. Catch one game. We're making a full day at the ballpark with tickets to both. Tickets are being sold separately. Go to sfgiants.com/doubleheader. 1-0. We're in the top of the fourth inning, and it's time to introduce my partner and our Hall of Famer, John Miller. Welcome.
Pretty good breaking ball there, and he's had thrown several of those so far. Tidwell with another swinging strike. He's had 10 of those in 3 innings, plus that one pitch to Paredes, who singled his first time. 1-1. Your impression so far of Tidwell?
Very composed. I like that. I mean, you know, he gave up that run in the first inning. It could have been a lot worse. Minimized the damage, and has found a nice rhythm ever since the first inning. I mean, he's been bang, bang, bang. He's retired 8 in a row coming into this at bat.
Paredes was the last guy to get a hit against him, and that was his single in the first inning, and that was just a pop-up that nobody could get to, just not catchable. That one is hit hard, but there, McRae.
You're looking at world-class defense out there in left field, McRae. I mean, he's a center fielder by birth, but he's really adopted left field and is having fun with it. But boy, can he play it. I mean, he goes to his right as good as Jeffrey Leonard did, and that's the ultimate compliment for me.
Altuve, 0-1. Altuve, he chased a couple of those sliders off the outside, then eventually hit the sacrifice fly. That's the only run of the game up till now. Hit very high in the air, and McRae is there, and more center field than left field, but Gilbert got out of his way, and McRae stayed with it. 2 down. And here's Taylor Trammell. He popped out to third his first time. 0-1.
You know, when you give up a couple hard hit balls as a young pitcher early in the game, it's real easy to get defensive. You start to nibble. You're afraid, you know, everything you throw is going to get hit like that. But I'm impressed with Tidwell. He gave up some hard hit balls early on, settled in, and he has continued to attack. Getting ahead of a lot of counts. He's throwing his sweeper mainly, but he's also utilizing the fastball on both sides of the plate. I mean, there's a lot to like about what you see from this young arm.
Big, strong power pitcher. Foul ball up the first base side. Handled by Dave Clark. Kick save.
I don't think that he's going to leave a bruise on his foot anytime soon, but
didn't have to bend over to pick it up.
Yeah, veteran move.
0-2 the count to Taylor Trammell. He spiked that one in. 1-2 the count with Christian Walker out on deck. Man, the Giants have been facing Christian Walker for a long, long time. Now in the American League with the Astros after all those years with the D-backs in the National League. Basabe. And the beat goes on for Chidwell. He's retired 11 in a row.
Welcome back to the broadcast booth presented by Lazy Boy. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It's 1-0 Astros, and it's actually the bottom of the 4th inning, and we're now bringing in our Hall of Famer John Miller. Welcome.
Hey, thanks, and a great job on Saturday, by the way, with all the those great stars who came back from the Giants World Series championship teams and the Wall of Fame ceremonies. And there were some laughs, a lot of cheering, a lot of nostalgia, and a few tears along the way, I thought.
Always a few tears. And our partner Dwayne Kuiper really excited about this year's class of 5 that went in to the Wall of Fame, and because they were all infielders.
You had infielders all the way around and the catcher Buster Posey all together. That's a called strike of the outside to Adames. 1-1 the count.
But it's so much fun to be around those guys because, boy, I mean, they love each other, and it's so obvious.
High and foul, and back out of play. And Brandon Belt and Dwayne Kuiper sort of got this out of him about the best athlete, and all those great athletes getting the induction into the Wall of Fame of the Giants. And he said, "Oh, I'm the best athlete in the city, and the state of Texas."
Oh, he is such a unique person on this planet. Oh my gosh! And here's when he was introduced: Joe Panic, of course, the Panda, Pablo Sandoval, Brandon Crawford, and then Buster Posey, and the skipper, Bruce Bochy, in attendance. And the love that the fans showed these guys, it was inspiring.
Bryce Eldridge, ball 1. Out to the big part of the yard. Way back there, still going. Off the base of the wall. Home run in Houston, or maybe what, 28, 29 out of the ballpark.
At least 29. But good things are going to start happening to this guy. And watch his front foot. It never leaves the ground. Just a little turn of his toe and locks that front side in, and the head stays still. He had a very good at bat in his first at bat, just missed one. And here he gets all of it and runs out a little short because of the length and the wind. He kept this ball in the yard. That's a great at bat.
So now Devers, who struck out his first time. Base hit could tie the game here. 1-1. Devers is at 24 home runs to lead the club, and he uses his timeout right here.
You know, when guys are starting to go a little bit of a funk, the hitting coaches, you know, they break every part of that swing down. And one of the things that they look at very quickly when they're doing their assessment is how much movement is in the head. And if they think there's too much, there are a number of things you can do with your stride, mainly, to keep that head calm and give you a better look on the ball. And that little hitch that he has with his front foot keeps that head still, and it's really paid dividends off tonight.
Check swing. A big breaking ball in the dirt that time. 2-1 now to Rafael Devers. Basabe on deck. Hayden Wesneski, his third start of the year, coming back from the Tommy John elbow reconstruction surgery.
There's opportunity in the outfield. If you're Gary Pettis, the Giants third base coach, you know you don't have a good arm in center. You don't have a good arm in left. You have a cannon in right. The ball's hit to the left side of the field or center field. It's an opportunity to take an extra base with a base runner.
3-1. And a walk. You think he was willing to go ahead and walk him if he had first base empty and a right-handed hitter up next?
Well, maybe. I mean, put a little bit of a nibble on, but I mean, Devers really hasn't been that hot to where you would say, I'm going to steer clear of him. Plus, he struck him out the first at bat. I mean, he had a little confidence going against him. I think he's pretty upset about walking him.
Well, and he did strike him out in the first time with a pitch much like the one with which he just walked him. Here's Basabe. And it's 0-1 right on the outside corner with a cutter. That's Eldridge's second. And Altuve trying to keep him close to the bag. Devers at first. 1-0. The Astros lead the Giants. Dug out by Vasquez. 1-1 the count. Vasquez used to be with the Boston Red Sox. How about this one? The Red Sox, who went all that time, they were unbeatable. They went 32-5. And they lost again tonight to Toronto. They've lost 3 in a row. They lost 5 in the last 6 weeks.
Well, it's just baseball being baseball. Hard to explain sometimes.
1-1 the count. 2-1 the throw to first. Kind of high and wide. Devers diving back. And Walker had to show some athleticism because that one didn't end up that close to first base.
Well, I think that Devers had a religious experience and getting back going to first base. You could see what Vasquez saw. There was opportunity there.
Very softly hit. Base hit. Bases loaded. Big smile on it. Why not? He's clobbered some balls and got nothing out of him.
It's the breaks of the game. It really is. I mean, you do everything right as a pitcher right there. He hits the ball and just catches a piece of it, rolls about a 15-mile-an-hour ground ball out there 30 feet away from home plate, and that's a big league knock.
So not Drew Gilbert, who struck out his first time. Middle infield double play depth. The third baseman in on the edge of the grass. Ball one in the dirt. New ball put in play.
You're going to see a lot of movement. The pitch is starting off at the knees. One thing Wesneski does well is he pitches for the ground ball when he needs it.
Well, that ball was up, and he still hit it on the ground. Had some cut to it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Base hit could put the Giants ahead here. Tony Vitello shouting some encouragement. There's Tidwell, the pitcher for the Giants. Right now he and the Giants trailing by a run. Hit well to left field. Tagging at third. Nice catch by Trammell, but easily scoring Eldridge to tie the game.
That's a great at bat. What's especially impressive about it is you got a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, and he went with it to left field. And that's one thing that Gilbert has really done this second half of the season, is that he takes what pitchers are giving him. Didn't do it early on.
One to one now, and here's Cavanaugh. The spot where a base hit could put the Giants ahead. It's Devers at second and Basabe at first. Left center field, and Trammell, nice play. Wow. The inning is over. The Giants have tied onto the fifth.
All right, time now for our Ultimate Performer, brought to you by your Bay Area BMW Centers. 37 years ago today, Dave Dravecky made one of the most memorable starts in Giants history, completing the comeback from his cancer diagnosis and grueling rehab. Dravecky went 8 innings against the Reds at Candlestick Park, and the Giants won that game 4-3. One of the most special moments that I ever witnessed as a player, watching a teammate. Just a remarkable, amazing day.
And to hear him tell that story, and tell the whole story, why that day was so special, so important, because the doctors, most people thought that day would never happen, that it was impossible, that his pitching days were over.
Well, I didn't think it would ever happen. He came to spring training and he was like 40 pounds overweight. And he took off his shirt, and you saw the surgery they did on his bicep. He didn't have one, or his tricep and deltoid. Wow.
He got him. Wow. Christian Walker, who's 35 years old. So maybe he's got an excuse on that one, but I didn't think there was any chance that he'd throw on anybody on that play.
No, and Walker still runs well, but you have to know that Koss was playing almost on the cut of the grass in the outfield. He had to come in a long way, and he still has enough arm and release to get the job done. That's a great play.
Man. So here's Varsho.
So Dravecky comes in the clubhouse in spring training, and I said, hey, good to see you. This is after this surgery. We figure he's done. They cut out a big part of his arm to remove the cancer. And I said, what are you doing here? He goes, I'm going to pitch again. And he said that, and it locked me up. But along the way, he started his rehab, and he started getting in shape, and he was really excited about it. Hey, I threw a tennis ball 40 feet today. Okay. And then it was, I threw a football.
In the dirt, and Cavanaugh throws out Varsho, 2 down.
We'll get back to that, but right now we have to tell you that it's pitching decision time presented by Sage. In the top of the second inning, Blake Tidwell struck out Cam Smith on 4 pitches. He fouled off a sinker, then he was swinging at a 4-seamer, and then he had a sweeper. He fouled it off, and then another sweeper, and he misses it by almost a yard.
And he's had a lot of swings and misses on pitches like that, and he gets another one right there.
On cue. But anyway, I just want to finish up before the inning ends. Dravecky, he worked himself back to where he said he was going to make a start in the minor leagues, and he did great. And all along, we're watching the story evolve with him, and we all, what if he does come back? Wouldn't that be something? It was August. We were leaking oil, and he shows up, and he comes out on a day game and pitches 8 incredible innings, and it inspired every bit of us. He had everything to do with us winning that division that year.
Under the glove of Devers. Very sharply hit by Cam Smith. That was an 0-2 count.
And everything about going to the World Series, Dave Dravecky made 2 starts, and he earned a full share. That's how much of a contribution he gave. I don't know if he actually did. He could be sitting at home going, "No, I didn't. It was a quarter T-shirt."
Well, to hear him tell that story, and it's very inspirational. And one of the most unlikely, it's one of those kind of stories about which movies get made.
It was a miracle.
Christian Vasquez, who struck out his first time, runner at first. That is Cam Smith.
I mean, Dravecky took off his T-shirt. We saw the surgery. It looked like he got bit by a shark. I'm not exaggerating that.
Along the right field line, Jung-Hoo Lee can't get to it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, Dravecky was here on Saturday. It was great to see him. He was on the Giants cruise for New Year's last year, and whenever we see him, it's always a lot, some laughs and a lot of inspiration, and getting him in front of a group of Giants fans and telling the stories of what happened back in the day. Very inspiring. 2-2 now to Vasquez. 1-1 the score. We're in the 5th inning. Blade Tidwell. He got the pitch count going. Now he's at 72 pitches. Which, Mike, I guess that's not a real high pitch count for 5 innings.
5 innings, you want to be 75 pitches or less. So I think he's right where he needs to be. His last outing against the Rangers, his last start, he pitched 5 innings. That's the longest he's ever gone in a start.
Two and two the count. 2 down. Runner at first. Line drive and inning over. Gilbert. 1-1. McCray coming up.
Well, this Saturday, the first 20,000 fans will receive a Gigante sweatshirt presented by Toyota. Enjoy Latin music and culture throughout the ballpark thanks to Topo Chico Hard and also the Bank of America. Get tickets, go to sfgiants.com/fiesta.
Could be that Logan Webb, there's been nothing announced about the next time through the road day, but that could be time for his next start. Man, was he great yesterday.
Oh, my goodness.
Against a very hot lineup with the Tigers. Here's McCray. Ball 1. McCray struck out his first time against Wisniewski. What was going on there between Wisniewski and the catcher, considering that they had that PitchCom device? They don't need to make signs or communicate at all. They can just push some buttons.
I think it may have to do with location.
2-1. Well, he had the 2-0 count there, and he got him to go way out of the strike zone.
Well, you're not happy with yourself in a 2-0 count breaking down in the swing.
Hit hard. Fading. Varsho, 1 away. Here is the Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. Most starts in San Francisco Giants history of 8 or more innings, allowing 1 earned run or less, but not getting a decision. You get that one? Gaylord Perry had 7 of those. Logan Webb's had 6. Bobby Bolin, Matt Cain on that list. I would have thought Matt Cain would be a lot higher.
Yeah, I thought he had like 44.
And then Mike Krukow. You never said that. Is that the real reason you're retiring? They just never supported you. All those great games you pitched and you didn't get a win. There's Gaylord's number 36. Retired by the Giants, the Hall of Famer. And Koss with the pitcher covering, 2 down.
Well, one thing you learn, and every pitcher wants to go out there and get a win, but that's not your main job. Your main job as a starting pitcher is go out there and eat up innings, take some pressure off your bullpen, and give your team a chance to win. End of story. And never wear clothes like that.
Astros used to have uniforms that looked like that.
They did.
Jung-Hoo Lee, 0 for 2 in the game. Ball 1. I remember we did an event in spring training in the clubhouse to give the young guys with the Giants an idea about the history of the franchise. And Willie Mays, Juan Marichal, they talked about the 16-inning game, one of the greatest pitching matchup of all time. There's a high shot down the right field line. Goodbye! And that may end up in the water, or may have. Man, did he crush it.
Adios, pelota!
Jung-Hoo Lee, a home run hitter's home run. That was a Yordan Alvarez kind of a swing. Wow. Didn't make it into the water, apparently.
Well, got this place buzzing.
9th home run of the year, but Jung-Hoo. And a called strike to Adames.
There's Justin, his interpreter.
That was a soaring shot. Wow.
And watch the location here. That is right there, middle end. Hands pull in tight, elbows bend, and barrels it and sends it out of here and almost knocked it in the pond. That's impressive, because he beat a pitch that the pitcher wanted to throw in an area that he wanted to throw it. And let's take a look at our splash cam. How close was it?
Oh. That hit that railing out there that kept it from going in the water?
I think it did. That should have been in the water.
High in the air along the left field line. And Trammell gives chase, but it's into the crowd. 1-2. Adames had a little bit of a change. He's not using that leg lift the last couple of days, but rather more of a toe tap. One and two the count. Off the outside that time. Well, that looked like a leg lift that time. 2-2 the count to him. He has walked and been called out on strikes. And a high pop up. We got three different Astros going for it, and a nice catch by Altuve with his back to the infield. However, Jung-Hoo Lee, tell it bye-bye, baby. As Russ Hodges used to say, 2-1 Giants.
Well, this Sunday, pick up the cutest Funko Pop giveaway in Giants history. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Hello Kitty Funko Pop presented by EVA Air as the Giants host the Rockies. Go to sfgiants.com/Hello Kitty.
Giants lead now for the first time, 2-1, as Tidwell. And there's that tight breaking ball, and he got another swing at it from Jeremy Pena, who has struck out twice.
That's 14 swings and misses for Blade Tidwell, and that's 75 pitches. That's a big number for 75 pitches.
So that's just almost 1 out of every 5 pitches that he's thrown has had a swing and a miss on it. Two and one. Well, he's facing the Astros' best right now. Pena leading off, and then Yordan Alvarez next. Two of the best in the American League. Toward the middle. Adames. The throw. The stretch. He's out.
Oh, my goodness. I think it's going to stay. But just the 360, an off-balance throw, and a nice dig on the back end from Devers. And it's going to stay. And this is just a subtle reminder that, folks, this is the big leagues. And look at Tidwell. You talk about energizing a pitcher.
Now Yordan Alvarez keeps the bases empty for the big slugger, leading all the Triple Crown categories and more than that even in the American League. Two and 0. He crushed a double, hit it 109 miles an hour, and man, it was doing some crazy things out there, and ended up off the glove of Jung-Hoo Lee. Now the changeup right on the outside for a strike.
Yeah, the way the ball came out to Jung-Hoo Lee in the first inning off the bat of Alvarez, I thought it was a knuckleball. But imagine a 109-mile-an-hour knuckleball.
Ripped into right field. Well, that one he hit even harder. 119 miles an hour.
He's just remarkable. Anytime, this guy is one of those hitters that anytime you keep him in the yard, you've done well. I think Jung-Hoo was thinking about trying to throw him out at first. He got out there in a hurry.
Strike one to Paredes. Third place hitter, Isaac Paredes, who has hit a single and has lined out to left. 2-1 Giants, 6th inning. Blade Tidwell. Off the outside. Now remember, this is the third time these guys have seen him. So these guys have seen that slider that breaks sharply off the outside. And now their third look at him. 2-1 the count. High and foul and out of play. Giants, you saw Justin Message, the pitching coach, on the phone to the bullpen. Jesse Chavez out there, Giants bullpen coach, longtime major league pitcher. Now it's 3-2. Altuve, the veteran, is on deck.
One thing about that sweepers, it's a guy's third at bat. I mean, he's aware of that sweeper, and he's going to be leaning, and that makes him exposed on the inside corner.
And they walked him.
And he's not going to be happy about that.
That is the first walk allowed by Tidwell. And it puts 2 men on. And it's going to bring Justin Message out as the Giants bullpen now is getting busy. So while they chat at the mound, a word from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
So Message out there. And Cavanaugh, the catcher. And in the bullpen, it's JT Brubaker. Started to heat up.
You know, it takes about 12 pitches to establish your fastball. Once you do that, everything else kind of falls into place. But Northern California is a little different because it's cool all the way into September. So you'd like to try and give your pitcher in the bullpen another 3 or 4.
Tidwell, who did throw 100 pitches in his last start 6 days ago at Texas. He's just on his 89th pitch. Man, that was a beauty. 0-1.
Right, you look at Altuve, he's 5'6", but where he stands in the box, I mean, he's about as far away as anybody in the game, maybe more. It's one of the farthest stances away from the plate that I can think of.
Popped up, foul, and out of play.
He got to pitch up. I think the way he reacted to that, he thought he should have done something with that. That's way off the plate.
Chops it foul. That breaking ball. Still 0-2. Tidwell now at 91 pitches. In the minor leagues, he had thrown 97, 98, 99 pitches. So he's gone this deep many times this year. Well, he missed badly with that one. Altuve hit a sacrifice fly, knocking in the Astros run back in the first inning. He flied out to left center in the fourth. 2 men on, 1 man out. 2-2. Here's a guy, he's won a batting title. He's hit over 340. He's hit with power. He's had a great career. Strike 3 call, and he's going to challenge.
Yeah, I think he's got a pretty good chance to win this one.
Here's the ABS, powered by T-Mobile. Let's have a look. Yeah, he wins it. And as these things go, not that close, really. That was, what, 2.5 inches off the corner.
Yeah, 2.5 inches. That's a lot.
And he asks for his timeout here. 3-2, big pitch here. Taylor Trammell, a left-handed hitter, is on deck.
This is the biggest pitch of the game for Blade Tidwell.
He and the Giants ahead 2-1, but 2 men on, 1 man out. And he came after him. Fouled. He was way late in that 94-mile-an-hour sinker.
And the only way you're going to be way late if you're Altuve, and in that kind of a count, is you got in the back of your mind that he's going to throw that sweeper. I mean, he did well to fight that pitch off.
He swung. Strike 3.
You know, if you're going to have a good night, you have to have a couple of breaks. And Blake Tidwell just got one. Take a look. Did he go? Yep, he sure did.
That is going to be the night with Trammell, the left-handed hitter, coming up. Time for a change. Switch to Comcast Business for all-in connection and protection your small business can rely on. Giants 2, Astros 1. 2 men on, 2 men out. Tidwell, his night is over. Tidwell, who threw 96 pitches in 5 2/3. Brubaker in.
36th appearance on the year for Brubaker. No record yet at 3.27 ERA. Been throwing the ball very well. 2 types of fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. The 5 pitches and the 5 movements that you're accustomed to seeing a starter have, which is what he was for a long time.
Well, he started the game as an opener on Friday night against the Tigers, and the Giants won that game. He went 1 inning. Oh, changeup, beauty.
Power changeup right there. Trammell's a low ball hitter too.
Trammell has popped up to third, grounded out to second. You've got Yordan Alvarez at second, Isaac Paredes at first. Another changeup.
Well, swinging through a changeup doesn't feel good when you swing and miss. And that's 2 good changeups and 2 swings and misses. And on cue, Trammell calls a timeout. I don't blame him. Take a little inventory before he gets back in the box.
Tidwell, an interested observer from the dugout. 2 on, 2 out. 2 strike count. Another changeup. This one he took. And it went well off the plate. 1-2.
You know, soft stuff away always sets up hard stuff in, but here you're ahead to count 1-2. He's had 2 swings and misses. The lure is to go inside above the hands with the fastball, but if you do, you don't want to hit him. Another changeup. He knows he's got a good one. That's 4 in a row.
Well, we saw over the weekend, Landon Roop just kept throwing changeups to Riley Green. And kept getting the swings and misses. 2-2. Fastball off the inside.
Hard stuff in. Now, you do have an open base here, so if you're Brubaker, you don't have to throw in right down the middle and challenge. Think good location on this pitch, whatever you throw.
Changeup, wow.
That's a good pitch.
And he took it. A walk to load the bases. So if you're the pitcher, you give Trammell some credit for, hey, good work.
Threw the pitch he wanted. He had an open base to play with. You tip your cap to the guy who took the pitch. That's a good take.
Now the veteran Christian Walker, second leading home run hitter for the Astros, pops it up, foul just back to our right. 0-1. Walker has flied out to right and hit a soft ground ball to third, and it's turned into a spectacular play by Christian Koss. That was 1 inning ago. 3 men on, 2 men out in the dirt. Nice save there by Kavanaugh. That was way off the outside. Yordan Alvarez at third. Isaac Paredes at second. Taylor Trammell at first. Long inning. 2-1 Giants. 1-1 the count. And he got the swing through on a ball that ended up down below the knees.
Goes with a 2-seam fastball with good sink. Tries to check it, can't hold it up. And again, you could go up on the hands, but you run the risk of hitting him. The one thing about Walker, he gets hit when he.
Ooh. He did exactly that. Fouled away.
He's such a strong shouldered front side that you try and get in there and you run movement in on his hands. I mean, he'll get hit with it.
He asks for his timeout here. 22 home runs for the season for Walker. Only Yordan Alvarez on the Astros has hit more. Big Big pitches here. 2 down. In the dirt. Another nice save there by Kavanaugh.
Hey, that's classic save right there. I mean, when you have a catcher who's good at blocking, he's good at relaxing his upper body. That ball goes in the dirt. Your goal as a catcher is to use your chest protector like it was a glove. But you have to think soft up top.
Well, he laid off that one. Change up. Now it's a 3-2 count.
Now your nibbling days are done. You got in there, and you can see the anxiety of Blade Tidwell.
3 runners ready to go. They run. Here's Koss. Inning over. Had him all the way. No problem. 3 men stranded. Bryce Eldridge, then Devers coming up. True baseball fans need Wi-Fi that's so reliable it never gets caught looking. Xfinity Internet keeps you in the game at one price for 5 years and allows you to get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that. 2-1 Giants. Bryce Eldridge leads off. High in the air. Trammell in left. Now the wind catches it, but he had to run backwards there for a little bit and maybe had some anxiety, but he caught it. Eldridge, who doubled with 1 out in the 4th inning, and that set up the Giants' first run of the game. They tied the game in that inning. Drew Gilbert ultimately brought him in with a deep sacrifice fly to left. And then the Giants went ahead on Jung-Hoo Lee's shot to right that almost went in the bay. It hit the railing on the other side of the port walk out there, and that gave them a 2-1 lead. Still 2-1. Devers, the curveball from Wisniewski. 1 ball, no strikes. Devers is struck out, and then he walked his next time up. 2-1 Giants in the 6th inning. And that's too high. 2-0, a cutter. Have to give our colleagues some props. They had the great shot of Tidwell sort of overcome with, as you described this, anxiety there when the count went to 3-2 with the bases loaded. And then he just he couldn't handle it anymore. He kind of lowered his head, and then this is the moment we're talking about. Oh,
I can't look.
But a little bit later, he did look. 2-1 the count. In on the hands, might have broken his bat. Varsho. And that is out number 2.
It's great. The look that Blade Tidwell have. I mean, that's the look you have when you're a young father and your daughter's playing t-ball.
Well, he did raise his head a little bit when the pitch came in, and then saw the ground ball to third. Koss handled it, and then it wasn't a huge celebration, but you could see not just the excitement, but the relief that his teammate Brubaker had gotten through it. Basabe with 2 down.
Well, here's the reaction. Yeah, solid. That was just moderate. You don't want to get too exuberant when you're down there. Got to try and be cool about it, but
Wisniewski to Walker. 2-1 Giants. Dave Fleming's coming back for the 7th inning. Giants leading the Astros.
All right, time now for our game summary. It's brought to you by Toyota. It has been a pitching duel between a couple of youngsters, and for Blake Tidwell making his 2nd start of the year, he has been stellar. It's 2-1, and there's a ground ball right to Basabe over to first base, and they get the first out. Let's go back and clean up this summary. The Giants really have played one of their best defensive games of the year. Jung-Hoo Lee, a solo home run, and that was his 9th of the year, is the difference in the ball game. Giants 2 and Houston 1, and here to tell you about it once again, my partner Dave Fleming.
So now what? You're going to retire? You're going to start doing some play-by-play before you sign off?
Yeah. Well, I tried that. That didn't work.
If you had stuck with it, you would have been a good play-by-play guy.
I don't know how you guys do it.
Your partner is the best former player play-by-play guy in history.
You know, and that's quite a compliment too when you start talking about, you know, Bob Uecker, who is one of the great ones, and you know, there have been a lot of guys who have played the game that have done really, really well. But I'm obviously biased. I just think he's like no other.
Me too. That one is smoked by Cam Smith to left and gone. Tie game in an 0-2 count. Wow.
Well, that's the last thing you say to yourself when you're on the mound. You don't want to leave this in the strike zone. You take a look at the mistake to location, and that is on a tee. And you saw the reaction from Brubaker right away. He knew it.
That got out in a hurry. He hit that 114 miles an hour. And with that, Tony Vitello's coming out, and the Giants are going to bring in the left-hander Sam Hentges. Time for a change. Switch to Comcast Business for all-in connection and protection. Your small business can rely on. Tie game pitching change back after this. Well, one mistake to Cam Smith, and the game is tied 2-2. Top 7, 1 out, and the Giants bring in the left-hander Sam Hentges.
34th game of the year for Sam Hentges, 1 of 4 with a 2.70 ERA. You know, during the break, we thought of more players that were exceptional, and we went to a lot of Hall of Famers with Jerry Coleman and Joe Garagiola, and we got
Bob Uecker.
Bob Uecker, we mentioned it.
Yeah.
Joe Simpson, Hawk Harrelson, a Hall of Famer. He was great.
All former players who took up the play-by-play mantle. Mike Shannon, our friend for so many years in St. Louis. But if you're asking me to pick a number 1 all-timer, I'm going with our guy.
Yeah, he's a good one.
1-1 to Vasquez from Hentges, 3rd pitcher of the game for the Giants. So Blake Tidwell's not going to get a win despite a great effort tonight.
Richie Ashburn.
Yeah. Really good one. Did Lou Boudreau? Did you say Lou Boudreau?
Lou Boudreau with the Cubs. He was a good one. He was an MVP in the American League, Hall of Famer.
Herb Score did a lot of play-by-play for a long time.
Ron Fairley, Don Drysdale.
It's a cool tradition in this sport.
Yeah, it really is.
Should be playable for Devers. 2 down.
Ralph Kiner.
Yeah, I guess in the other sports you get Pat Summerall was a player, became a great NFL play-by-player. So you have a few in it, but it seems like it's more of a baseball thing.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if I can even think of a basketball one.
Yeah, player play-by-play. I can't think of one. Pena, strike one. Alvarez looming on deck. 1-1. There he is. How about the last ball he hit? 118.5.
But that's what I expect.
It's every time. Second hardest hit ball in Major League Baseball this year.
It's so freakish to have a guy that size have that type of command of a bat head.
Freaky. Ooh, that slider had a lot of the strike zone.
I'll tell you another thing. When you pitch against a guy like this who puts that type of volume on a line drive, you don't want to pitch him down and away for fear he's going to bring it right back up the middle.
Yeah.
Because if he hits you with it, he's going to break a bone.
He would be legitimately scary, spooky if you're standing 60 feet away.
You're like Dave Winfield. He brought stuff back up the middle that was wicked.
Yeah, fouls it off.
Greg Luzinski brought stuff back up the middle that got your attention. Steve Garvey.
Got him. That's a big strikeout with Alvarez standing in that on deck circle. 7th inning stretch time. Astros with a home run to tie it up. Our upcoming schedule brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. 2 more games here against the Astros tomorrow night, then Wednesday afternoon, and then the Rockies are in for a 3-game weekend series before we're back on the road to Cleveland and Boston. Cache Creek upcoming schedule. Giants and Astros here on this Monday night, tied 2-2 with Gilbert, who had a sac fly his last time up, has driven in one of the 2 Giants runs. And then Kavanaugh, and then McCray with Wisniewski. The pitch count is so low, he's still in this game. That was only his 70th pitch of the night. Gilbert to deep right field. It is gone! Giants back ahead. His 5th of the year, and what an answer from the Giants.
Well, they set a high target with the cutter, and he drops it just a little bit below the belt. And Gilbert goes down and backspins it right over the wall.
Change up to Kavanaugh for ball 1. Drew Gilbert's at bats have been getting better.
Oh, yeah, no question. A different guy than he was the first couple months. And we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. He's taking what pitchers are giving him. He has a left field approach. He's starting to think really well within the at bat. I mean, he's making really nice adjustments in the game, and his eye has really improved.
I had a long talk with him on the last road trip. Take another look at that swing.
I mean, he gets every bit of this one. He's got some pop, and he shows it here. He takes on the deep part of right field.
Yeah, that's no cheap home run. That's 407 over that big wall. Turning one to Cavanaugh, who was just robbed his last time up. Cavanaugh had a great at bat. 2-2.
He's hit the button or the ball on the button twice against Wisniewski tonight.
Eldridge and Gilbert talking about that swing and that home run. But Gilbert was telling me how a big thing for him has been just.
I mean, that's George and Lindy of Mice and Men right there. Telling you.
3-2. Pop up. Long run for Paredes, and he got there. Good play.
That's a real good play.
One away.
This is a play here. If you're Drew Cavanaugh, you think about screaming at him because you didn't think this was going to get caught, and yet he turns a tough play into an out. Plus, this is foreign territory. He didn't know this ballpark like he knows his own. I always thought that made it a better play.
Yeah, I agree. And this place, of almost any place in the big leagues, when you don't have much experience here, it's tough to play defense here.
Well, you're so close. The stands are so close to the field.
Got all the elements to account for. 2-0 to Grant McCray. Well, good moment for Drew Gilbert, who's taking advantage of a chance to play every day almost and doing some good things. 2-1.
McCray's really in one of those streaks right now where he's hitting the ball hard and he's getting absolutely nothing for it.
Nothing.
And he knows he's getting a shot here. And the young players, when they're given this opportunity, they can really press when they're not getting balls hit hard to fall.
Good hitters count. McCray, hard hit, but right to first. Big hop. 2 down. It's weighing on him a little bit right now, it looks like.
And you try to be patient, but I think his time's coming. I really do. I mean, he's a gold glove in the outfield waiting to happen. He's a gifted outfielder. His bunting has improved. His discipline to the high fastball with it was a problem when he first got here has improved. I mean, he's making gains.
Here's Koss. With 2 outs and nobody on, Giants back ahead 3-2 after the Gilbert home run, and Koss hits a little flip shot into shallow right. Weird route, and he still gets there. Cam Smith found a way to catch it. But the Giants have gone back ahead. Drew Gilbert for the 5th time this year. Says bye-bye, baby, out to the big part of the yard. We go to the 8th. 3-2 Giants.
Well, check out the Giants Talk podcast presented by Mancini's Sleep World, covering all the trending Giants news and featuring exclusive guests. Listen to the pod or watch it on YouTube. Giants Talk only on NBC Sports.
Well, Henches stays in, and the big bad dude from the Astros is in the batter's box. Yordan Alvarez takes ball one. Giants are back ahead 3-2. He has just smoked the ball every time up tonight, and it feels like almost every time up all year. Good pitch, strike one.
And he, like Bonds, never leaves the box, never pulls up that back foot. I mean, a lot of similarities in presence in the batter's box.
2-1.
Bonds and Alvarez just, you know, you watch these guys do things that you just don't see. Power and the ability to consistently barrel the ball to hit for average.
Out to left, but not quite enough. McRae out number one and a huge first out. If you play it right, maybe that's the last time you got to face him tonight. Tony Vitello's coming out, so Henches gets Alvarez, and now Giants will go back into the bullpen. Well, Keaton Winn, the guy throwing his final warm-up pitch out there. Giants 3, Astros 2, 8th inning with the pitching change coming back to San Francisco right after this. Giants 3, Astros 2, top 8, and back into the bullpen. 4th pitcher of the night for Tony Vitello's team. Tidwell, Brubaker, Henches, and now Keaton Winn.
42nd appearance on the year for Winn. 2-2 with a 2.92 ERA. 33 strikeouts against 16 walks. 2-to-1 ratio. That's where you want to be. Got mid to high 90s velocity on fastball with both grips, the 4-seam and 2-seam. He's been throwing a lot of 2-seamers lately. He's also got a slider, but his bread and butter is the split.
We have seen a few more of those sliders recently. Paredes, who's got pull power, takes a sinker low for ball one. Paredes 15 home runs, and almost all of them are pulled. He just is not a guy who's going to use right field all that often. 2-0. That was a big miss with that slider.
Well, that means he's going to have to get after the strike zone here. And that's significant. You're pitching to a guy with power.
A little bloop. That's why he doesn't hit it to right field. He doesn't have power that way.
Yeah, well, not carrying to right tonight, I guess.
2 down.
But that's a big time pitch. You get down to the count 2-0 and you take on a guy with power who likes to pull on the inside corner, and you can jam him. That's a big time pitch.
Here's Altuve. I am rooting for a moment in this series where Eldridge is playing first base and Altuve gets to first base. I'm rooting for that.
Well, you've got 5-6 with Altuve and you got 6-7 with Eldridge. I'd like to see that myself.
1-0 to a former MVP. Back. Winn knocks it down, picks it up, throws him out. Keaton Winn made it look easy. Midway through 8, Giants ahead by 1. Well, wake up weekday mornings with Today in the Bay on NBC Bay Area. From your certified most accurate forecast to what happened overnight. Trust the team that gets you ready for the day ahead. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. Nighttime here at Oracle Park. Beautiful Monday night. And a new pitcher for the Astros is a guy we know, Stephen Okert, former Giant.
Take a look at the numbers for Okert. Having a great season. 59 strikeouts in 57 innings against 12 walks. 5-1 with a 2.20 ERA.
They have 4 lefties in their bullpen. Strike one to Jung-Hoo Lee.
Okert, 4th round pick by the Giants back in 2012. He's now 35 years old in his 7th year at the big league level.
He's had a really nice career. He's ahead of Lee 0-2.
Well, he really rides his slider now. He's a low 90s fastball, and he'll give you both grips. Primarily 4-seam fastball and slider are his 2 primary weapons.
Lee fouls that one away. You can already see why he's so tough on lefties.
He can add and subtract velocity on his breaking ball, which is always an asset.
A little poke shot into left field. What a hit for Jung-Hoo. A leadoff single here in the bottom of the 8th, and now a message from your local Kia dealers. That was something else, wasn't it?
It's called a no-cheeker. There was nothing in his lower body that was in that swing. Just throwing the bat head out there and putting it in play.
He almost threw the whole bat at it and flicked it into left center field. An extra run would be huge for the Giants. Adames takes inside, ball 1.
Here's the no-cheeker, just reaching out there, putting a little barrel on it. That is a pickleball at bat right there. But that's only in the 70 and over league.
Challenge here by Vasquez. ABS powered by T-Mobile. I think Adames was right not to swing. Yeah, that's a ball.
Call confirmed ball.
Well, that changes things. 1-1, 2-0, big difference. It just simply means that he can cheat. If he wants to look at a fastball in, he can open up his hips, trying to yank. Really get specific.
Well, he skies that one out to left center. He might have just missed that one away. Lee's going to test Varsho. The throw, he's safe. Altuve took the throw but couldn't get a tag down.
And that's something that they talked about before the series. Varsho does not have a good arm. If you're the back runner at first base and you have a ball, get out towards the warning track if it's an opportunity. And Lee anticipates and takes it easily. That's a good heads-up play.
That makes a difference. Now you got a runner in scoring position with only 1 out. Eldridge 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Swing and a miss on the slider.
He went up there with the slider in mind.
Oh, 2.
I don't think Okert can throw a better slider than that one. Perfect location.
I'm guessing he's going to try to throw that one again.
I'm guessing the same thing.
Eldridge, man, on a line to first. He got another slider and ripped it, but it's an out.
He's had 3 good at-bats tonight.
2 down. Here's Devers.
Ball hit right on the dot. Atom ball.
A high slider for strike one.
And the other thing too, I mean, Oker can lower his arm angle and he can flatten that thing out and make it bigger.
There's no play on, but Oker wants Lee as close as possible. That was a no-cheek swing and miss.
Yeah. Meanwhile, out in the bullpen, Dylan Smith getting ready for the 9th inning. Giants would love to get him another run.
22. Drew Gilbert's swing, the difference in this game right now. A home run in the 7th to put the Giants back ahead.
It's good too. That's a good take right there.
Two old teammates, the catcher for the Astros and Devers, Vasquez and Devers, long time together in Boston. Vasquez threw behind him earlier in the game, and Devers looked at him like, "You seriously going to do that to me? After all the time we had together?" Well, Devers is battling against a tough lefty, Oker. Got it. With the slider, strike 3. Well, for Dylan Smith, 1 run's going to have to be enough. We go to the 9th. 3-2 Giants. Ninth inning, Giants lead 3-2, and before Dylan Smith can try to get the final 3 outs and finish off a Giants win, we're rebuilding the mound.
Well, a lot of guys now use the first base side, especially right-handers, and you know that side can wear down. And if it's a big hole and when you put your foot up against the rubber and half your foot's in the hole and the other half's on high ground, it's uncomfortable. So, you know, Dylan Smith doing the right thing. I mean, a lot of young pitchers, they just kind of go with what's out there. But you get enough time up here, you get it the way you want it. Because you know everything's at stake. You don't want to have anything that is uncomfortable to sort of taint your brain when you're trying to get people out in the 9th.
100%. So Tidwell, Brubaker, Hentges win, and now Dylan Smith for the 26th time.
Had a great day yesterday pitching against the Tigers.
All these are little tests, aren't they, Mike, for these guys who don't have a lot of experience up here? Can you get the final 3 outs? Can you pitch back-to-back days and be as effective the second day as you were the first?
Well, if he could come close to yesterday, it'll be something, because he struck out the side and he made it look easy. And he had a lot of motion in it because he had been a former Tiger, but this emotion of coming into a save situation against a team who's leading their division coming into tonight's ball game, fighting for the playoffs. This is a playoff game for the Giants right here. And for Dylan Smith, it's a huge opportunity. It's the time of year you want to put good memories in your manager's mind, you want to put it in your general manager's mind, and you want to put it in the president of your baseball ops mind. A lot at stake.
So true. Taylor Trammell, and then Walker, and then Varsho for the Astros here in the 9th inning. That one, first pitch out to left center. Gilbert runs it down, one away.
Boy, and tip your cap to whoever put the defensive scheme together, because if Gilbert is not cheating over to the left center field gap, he has no chance, and it's probably a ball that gets through the wall for a double. You can see how he's cheating over. That's about 10 steps over to the right, to the left center side, and it becomes an easy play.
I mean, he's got his own tarps off cheering section tonight, so he's inspired. Walker takes low.
That would inspire me.
They've got Gilbert. It's like a college football game. Sweeper in the dirt for ball 2.
You really have to remind yourself to keep the ball down against Walker. He's a good high ball hitter. Ball's at the belt and above.
Mm. 3-0. All the work they did seems to be holding up just fine. Strike. Walker seemed like he was taken all the way. The left-handed hitter available on the bench is Lamont Wade. That's ball 4. We'll see if the Astros maybe think about using a runner for Walker. Down to their final 2 outs. I think they will. Nick Allen. Will have a meeting on the mound. The Texas Rangers are playing tonight in Anaheim. They're in the 8th inning, tied 1-1. The Rangers are a half game behind the Astros in the American League West.
Nick Allen has 2 steals in 2 attempts this year.
There's that out of town score. So you do have to pay attention to him. I mean, he could be in there to give it a go. Might not just be just to get a faster base runner out there. We'll see. Varsho goes after a first pitch split.
You can't throw a better splitter than that.
Fastball down. One and 2.
96 to him on the outside corner. And now he has a chance to throw that split again, and you just remind yourself, I don't want to throw it in the strike zone. This down.
1-2. Out to right center and hit well. Gilbert chasing. Gilbert catches in front of the wall. Drew Gilbert's night in center field. 2 down.
Well, and again, you tip your cap. If you don't have a little cheat to the right side, you're not going to get that one. And this was a half a swing. Gives you an idea of the strength that Varsho has in his hands. Concentration right to the glove.
2 excellent catches in the 9th inning. A sac fly, the home run that put the Giants ahead late. And his own personal cheering section out in the left center field bleachers. Strike 1 to Cam Smith from Dylan Smith.
That's where you want to pitch him. You want to crowd him. You don't want to get those big arms extended middle away. Good low ball hitter.
He homered to tie the game his last time up. He swings and misses. Giants are 1 strike away. Oh, and 2. In the dirt, and it kicks away.
Ooh, that's a big 90 feet.
A very big 90 feet. Now the tying run is in scoring position. On the wild pitch.
Well, everything. I mean, you might think 2 pitches here. I mean, he wants to throw a slider, but you've got to wash the palate clean. So if you go inside, you don't want to hit him, and he's also strong enough to where he can fist it out. If you miss badly. If you hit him, it's not the end of the world.
Way outside.
The more you see that pitch, the more you're likely to take it if it's that far wide. But you do have him thinking away, and it does open up inside. See 3 consecutive breaking balls away. The hands are the target.
The 2-2 on the ground, and nobody's there. Basabe, it went off his glove, and that's going to tie the game. Breaking for second and out at second on the throw by Lee, but it's 3-3. And Basabe might be hurt. Well, he went down and away, and Smith just went with it. So the Astros, down to their final strike, get a run. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Yeah, the Astros were down to their final strike, but a wild pitch moved the runner into scoring position, and then a ground ball with the right side wide open, and the Astros tie the game in the top of the 9th. So now the Giants turn in the bottom of the 9th, and they got to do it against a guy who, after all these years, is still one of the most dominant late inning relievers in the game, Josh Hader.
Well, I mean, he's a guy that you know you're going to have to face him, and it really is motivation to not let this guy get in the game. 1.08 ERA, 36 strikeouts in 25. Hader, who missed 61 games this year with some bicep tendonitis, just rounding himself into shape.
Basabe, he looked hurt coming off the field. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to take this at bat. Allen stays in the game to play third. Paredes shifts over to first base. That extra speed was a factor. Now Basabe had a big swing, and he might have just missed one. One away. Tell you what, he's kind of put us in the mode where you think he can do it with the way he's performed these last couple weeks.
Take a look at Basabe on the dive here. They opened up the right side, and they pitched the fastball away, and they gave an opportunity. And Cam Smith comes up with the big knock, and here we go, tied.
Well, this would be the ultimate Gilbert moment here. Strike 1.
You know, Hader doesn't throw as hard as he used to, but I mean, he still has deception. Not an easy pickup. His velocity is mid to highs, more mids now than highs. And a slider. As 2 pitches he throws, and the grip that he puts on the fastball is a 2-seamer. But he's funky. You don't see it early.
Pretty good swing.
And we watched Robbie Ray all year with the big turn where he'll show your numbers, his numbers to the hitter. Well, Hader's got a little bit of that as well. I mean, he really has a big upper body turn. And when he comes at you with a low three-quarter sling, I mean, it gets on you.
Good pitch, good take.
Well said.
On the ground to second. Tuve throws him out. 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th. Jason Foley's the guy warming up in the Giants bullpen. So if this game goes to the 10th, looks like we'll see him. Kavanaugh. There's Jason. He threw the ball well yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Two. Astros have the 9-1-2 hitters due up in the 10th, which means Jordan Alvarez. One and two. Susac on the injured list in case you missed that news. Zach Morgan is here. He's available, right-handed hitter. Will make his major league debut when he first gets into a game. Kavanaugh goes down. So we got to go extras after the Astros rally in the 9th. On to the 10th. It's 3-3. Well, stay tuned after the game. We've got Toyota Giants post-game live. Kylan and Sean waiting. Highlights, interviews, and more right after the game. We thought they were getting ready to come on in the 9th inning. The Giants were 1 strike away from a win. But everybody's going to stay up a little longer here tonight. And the new pitcher for the Giants here in the 10th is Jason Foley for the 8th time since coming off the injured list.
Now, every time he's out there, he's looked a little stronger, a little better. Came back from a shoulder surgery, and shoulders take longer than elbows. 5 strikeouts in 7 innings.
So the automatic runner is Cam Smith out at second, and guess who's at the plate? I'm not going to call him by his nickname. Lamont Wade Jr. is pinch hitting here to start this 10th inning. With the top of the order due up next, and Lamont swings over top that split.
That's a good splitter. That's almost 90-mile-an-hour split. That's pretty filthy. Foley has been a closer. He had 28 saves with the Tigers in 2024.
He is definitely not intimidated by the late game situation. One to Wade. That one gets by Kavanaugh. He just spiked that one. So now that runner's at third with nobody out.
And that changes everything. Because now you shorten your range in the infield by bringing everybody in. You have to. I mean, I guess you have to feel you're lucky that you didn't hit him.
Not much Kavanaugh could do about that one. Wild pitch, infield comes in. Now it's 3-1. You got those big hitters looming after this.
And Lamont Wade will make you. He'll make you work. He's got a good eye to the strike zone.
Had success in his career as a pinch hitter. Ahead of the count, 3-1. Takes ball 4. Foley walks him. And now you got problems. Pena and then Alvarez.
Well, there's 2 90-foot mistakes with the wild pitch and the walk, but it does let the middle infielders play back a little bit. They will give up a run. Now they bring Adames out of double play position, so they're going to go for the run at home.
Kavanaugh's going to challenge that one.
Pitcher called.
ABS.
Catcher's challenging.
Powered by T-Mobile. Close, but let's see. Ball.
Call confirmed. San Francisco has no challenges remaining.
I think they have one. I don't think they're out of challenges.
Yeah, I think you're right. They do have one left.
It's important detail there. On the ground and through. Adames pulled in, and so he couldn't get it. It's 4-3 Astros. Still nobody out as Pena knocks in the run. That's where that decision to set the defense like that, I mean, it's a hard decision to make. If Adames is playing back, maybe it's...
San Francisco has 1 challenge remaining.
It's a double play if they play it back. I mean, they had him in double play position, and then at the last minute they moved him over about 8 steps towards the third base line. The only guy who could have turned the double play is Basabe if it would have been hit to him. He was playing close to the bag at second.
Well, give Pena credit for hitting it hard. He did hit it hard. Now Yordan Alvarez trying to blow this game open. Not close.
Well, one thing is for sure, the infielders are pretty happy they don't have to play in now with Alvarez in the batter's box.
I would say
that would be a rough assignment.
So you can somehow find a way for him to hit it on the ground, even if he hits it hard. It's a pop-up behind third. The infield fly has already been called. That's huge. Huge. The umpire was kind of chaotic there with what was going on, but the umpire did come on the microphone and say the Giants do still have a challenge. So and that is important. Here's Paredes. If you can somehow hold the line here and keep it a 4-3 game, then you feel like, okay. Ripped into left. That's going to score at least 1. McRae has it kicked by him. It'll score 2. He finally comes up with the ball. It's 6-3 Astros.
Take a look at the location. Movement running hard down and in. And Paredes just spins on it. And here's where the Astros catch a break.
Double and 2 runs batted in. That is the happy zone for Paredes. Altuve 0 for 3 with a sac fly. Strike 1 with the slider. Giants just a few minutes ago were 1 strike away from winning this game in the 9th inning. Altuve showed a bunt. And look, the double is a big play, and it's opened this game up and put the Giants in a bad spot. But walk in the 9th and a wild pitch greatly assisted the Astros scoring the tying run, and a walk and a wild pitch in this inning.
And just 90-foot mistakes.
One and 2, hard to overcome right now for this Giants team.
Well, and when you're playing a team that's putting on a run, right? They saw over the weekend with the Tigers, and they're seeing here tonight against the Astros. I mean, you just can't make those 90-foot mistakes because they're gonna make you pay.
Pop out. Devers looks like he's got a play. Number 2. Taylor Trammell will come up, and they're going to walk him intentionally to pitch to the right-handed hitting Nick Allen, who was the pinch runner in the 9th that scored the tying run. Bennett Sousa is warming up in the Astros bullpen. So I don't know if that means they've decided it won't be Hader and they're making a pitching change no matter what, or maybe they're thinking if they get another hit here and really open it up. Ball 1 to Allen. One to Allen. Seen him with the A's, with the Braves. Now he's with the Astros. Not a lot of sharpness tonight from Foley. There's Sousa. Devers has this one. Well, the Giants have a lot of work to do. The Astros get 3 in the 10th. We go to the bottom half. 6-3 Astros. Well, the Astros down to their final strike in the 9th inning, playing important games every day. A half game up in the American League West, tied it in the 9th, and then they get 3 in the 10th. So the Giants have to get 3 to keep playing. New catcher is Yainer Diaz, and the new pitcher is Bennett Sousa. I know. I take that back. Sousa is still warming up. It's Hader who stays in the game. My apologies. Somehow I already wrote Sousa's name in there.
Well, don't feel like the Lone Ranger. I bit too.
Challenge. How about Diaz? He's the catcher. The first pitch he catches, he challenges.
He's going to be right too.
He is. ABS powered by T-Mobile. He was right. On 1 to McRae. Behind on the count 0-2. You got that automatic runner, but when you're down 3, Kavanaugh doesn't matter so much. You need base runners. McRae goes down just like that.
Well, it is a strikeout situation you inherit when you start the 10th inning. Runner at second, nobody out. 3 pitches later, 1 out. That's the other thing too with Hader, because of his deception. He hit a lot of swing and miss.
There was a good stretch there where I thought he was the toughest guy to hit.
Yeah, I agree with you. And he's still very good. He's not average by any way, shape, or form.
Toss on the ground. Pena came up with it and got him. Great play by Jeremy Pena.
Yeah, good at bat. Just a great defensive play. Those are tough pills to swallow for a young hitter. You do everything right and get nothing for it. Hader digs it.
Yeah, he can really play shortstop, that guy. Giants down to their final out. Lee fouls it away. Well, you got Adames, right-handed hitter on deck. If Jung-Hoo can find a way, at least you got a guy who's got home run power where one swing, you can tie the game. Giants down to their final strike. Lee's had a good night. Jung-Hoo with a home run, a base hit, 2 for 4 plus a throw to get a runner at second. Down the left field line. He's fighting.
He's putting up a fight. Yes, he is. And that high fastball has always been one of the strengths of Hader. I mean, it's one you see so big, and it's so hard to stay on top of it. I mean, your best defense really is taking it, but hard throwers and guys with a deception, when they get the ball on you, you got to cheat to get going.
2-2. Jung-Hoo is not letting the Giants go quietly here. He's got a tough assignment trying to keep the game alive. Up the middle. Pena throws him out. Game over. What a win for the Astros. They stole one from the Giants down to their final strike in the 9th inning. And they end up taking game 1 of this series by the final score of 6-3.
Well, again, a tough one, but these are the games that teams who are going hard and pushing hard to the playoffs win. This is one that'll build momentum for the Astros. For the Giants, just the 90-foot mistakes really proved to be the difference in this ball game, and it kind of negates a lot of good pitching that they had, especially early in the game from Blake Tidwell, who was very good tonight.
Couple of wild pitches, couple walks in the 9th and the 10th, and those were difference makers for sure tonight for the Astros. 6-3 final score. For Mike Krukow, for John Miller, Dave Fleming saying thanks for being with us. Stay tuned for Toyota Giants post-game live starting right now.